Welcome, everyone, to my first attempt at a playthrough of a game called The Lantern, which is a print and play game by The Blind Archivist. It's available as print and play in both English and Spanish versions. You cannot get as far as I know, you cannot get the physical game anymore, at least in English version for sure. So if you want to know a little bit more about the game, check out the video I created that explained my setup in playingcards.io, most of which is included in files that you receive when you purchase the game for $5.95. So in addition to being able to print and play it, there's also a digital implementation on playingcards.io. I've done some of my own modifications that I won't get into, but take a look at that. If you're interested in other playthroughs, I did not find many out there, but I would strongly encourage you to take a look at the Lone Adventures playthrough. I love his playthroughs, and I'll drop a link in my video to his channel as well. And there's also, if you search for The Blind Archivist and the Lantern solo play game, you should find some other Spanish versions as well, playthroughs. So, and look for The Blind Archivist. He has his own channel where he has just a couple of videos that are in Spanish. So take a look at all those. And with that, I'm just going to jump in. I apologize in advance. This game does require a little bit of creativity and creation of a backstory, which I'm not great at. So I've done a little bit, but it'll probably be a bit lacking. And I think I might just start this video with a turn or two and see how it goes. Maybe make this a shorter video. And then if it's good, if I like it, if people seem to like it, then I might keep going and keep the playthrough going. So let's start with getting the game set up. So the first thing you need to do is roll for your locations. So I've already reset the game, which shuffles all the cards and puts them where they need to be. If I click on this automated button for initial location, I'm going to roll a d4, and I set this up in a program called 3D Dice. You could also just use the dice that are right here in playingcards.io. But I'm going to roll this. I got a 4, which is location 6 and 10. So let me open the PDF, and I'll look for hearts. So 6 is an old watermill. I'm going to pull these cards in 6 and 10 so I know that I've already got those locations. And then I'm going to click Game Start, which should shuffle and put those back in the Explorer deck. I'm going to flip over. I have 2 other tables in playingcards.io. So let me flip over to the main map and look for 6 and 10 of hearts. So there's a 7. So let's start with a 6 and 10. 10 is, let's see, what is 10 again? 10 is the settlement of hunters and gatherers. Okay. Interesting. So I am going to click on that PDF so you don't see that anymore. So 6 and 10. I think I'm going to make this 10 my base, and this will be like the cabin that we're in. And I'll put this a little bit over here. I'm going to find my token. And again, I put these in here, but they do come with the game. They just don't come in the playing cards, but you can easily import them into this VTT, I guess. I'm going to drop that on here so we know that I'm at this location. And let's see, that's the setup for now. I could use this lantern instead, but I like using these tokens. So that's that. Let's go back here. We did that starting. I'm going to move this because this is a playing card holder that I think just takes away from the game. I'm going to move it to the bottom for our playthrough. So now you can see the full image, which I think is great. And I'm going to move this holder just up a little bit here out of the way. And then if I have conditions, I can use those. That looks much better. All right. So now let me give you the setup. I'm a woodsman. So I haven't created much of my backstory, but I'll say I'm like some kind of carpenter. I do enjoy the woods, but this place that we're at is new to us. And the backstory is my wife and I are empty nesters, and we decided to take a trip to the mountains near our home in Colorado, which is where we live. It's a secluded place, and we had a great time until I woke up one morning and discovered my wife wasn't sleeping next to me. I get out, go up, open the front door, and the only thing I see is a rusty lantern sitting on the front porch. Now it's still dark. I always wake up super early between 4:30 and 5 a.m. every morning, and the lantern is lit, and it's giving off a kind of a faint, flickering, eerie glow. And as I look up from the lamp, my eyes are still adjusting. That the light kind of, gave me a little, made me see a little spots for a second. And as I look up, I see a vaguely humanoid but impossibly tall figure disappear behind the mill, the old mill that's kind of in the northeast from where we are staying. So that is the setup, and I will get 8 turns, but let's start with getting the starting equipment loaded up. So I'm going to put my tools up here. I'm going to move my supplies here. And I'm going to move my flame wood. You only get 1 flame wood. And then my flame tokens up here. All right, I'm going to move the round counter to 0. I'm going to use this to count the forest turn. So let me go back and look at what I can do. So we're going to click over one more table I have. So this tells you a little bit more about the game system, which we'll get into. But these are my actions. So I have 8 actions that I can take. I can take any of them multiple times if I want or what have you. But you have to end your turn at a location with a shelter where I suffer 2 conditions. Now, as a woodsman, I'm going to click back over here for a second. But as a woodsman, when I'm chopping wood, I get an extra flame wood per action. So let's go back to what I can do here. I can explore to move the character in an adjacent space and draw a card. So I have 2 locations I know of right now. The home I'm in, the cabin or settlement, and then also the mill. I can travel, so I can just literally move to the next location, and that does cost an action. I can investigate, draw a card, and solve what you find about location. I don't think I'm going to investigate our place yet because I feel like I would have gotten up, I would have looked around, I don't see her, so I think I'm going to immediately look at going to the next location. So at least that's what I'll do. Kindle, spend any number of flame wood and gain that many flame tokens. If you run out of flame tokens, you succumb to the darkness. So I need to be careful. And you do lose a token like every 4 actions. So during your turn, you're going to lose 2 flame tokens. So I definitely want to create more. And I definitely want to chop wood. So let's travel to, I think I might travel to the mill and check out the mill. Now that neither one of these allows me to find any wood. So I definitely want to get a location that allows me to get some wood. So, maybe what I'll do first, because I am really worried since I only have 1 flame wood and I've got 3. Well, first thing I'm going to do, I am going to move to the old mill. So we'll move to the mill, and that's going to cost me an action on the second action. While I'm at the mill, so I've got a supply icon and I've got a shelter icon, which is good. So let's look again. So a supply icon, what are actions I can do? So a shelter, I can manufacture tools or add a shelter. Oh, sorry, build. So I've also got resources. So what does the resources mean? So gather supplies. So here I can, with an action, you get 1 supply plus 1 for each tool you own. So 1 supply. So what can you end up doing with supplies? You can build, manufacture tools, 2 supplies each. So I might want to gather supplies. I've got 2. I think I am going to gather some supplies. So that's going to be my next action. So we'll go back over here as well. So gather supplies. You get 1 supply and plus 1 for each tool you own. So I own 2 tools. So I get 3 supplies. So that's good, I think. 1, 2, and I think the most you can have is 8. So that's the most I can do there. So that's my second action. So now I already have a shelter. I can can I build? Can't trade here. I could kindle, but I've got 3 flames for the moment. I could investigate. Feel like that might be good. And then investigate, then travel, hopefully get something that has a flame wood. Actually, you know what? I really need to get flame wood. So before I even do much more, I think I'm going to try to find a place. Let's move down and to the right. We're going to move down here. And that will be, so I will be exploring. So I got, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to explore Ace of Hearts. So I think that's something special. The Ace of Hearts. Oh no, it's a small village. So that's not anything special, but shoot, that's not really what I wanted. So let's go find the token. But at least I'm finding shelters. So I'm looking for my wife. I have, now that's a trade and a shelter, but that does take another action. I think that's my, so I lose a token there. I'm going to put that into, you know what, I'll put it over there. So I lose a lantern or a flame token. I only have 2 left. I think I want to make sure that I have enough flame tokens because things can happen. So I think I will chop wood. Oh no, not chop wood, kindle. So I'm going to get that many flame tokens. I'm going to spend my flame wood and I get a flame token. So at least I got that back. But then that's my 5th action. Man, I think I'm going to explore one other because I really want to find a place with some firewood. So I'm going to quickly, now I'm going to go down to the middle section here and look there. Let's go back and we're going to move that there and we're going to explore 3 of Hearts. 3 of Hearts. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep leaving that PDF up. I need to remember that. 3 of Hearts. Abandoned crop. Shoot. That's not what I want. Man, I'm not finding the woods. Sorry, I left that up for a bit. So we find an abandoned crop, which is a 3 here. I move that. That's not great. I am not finding anything, but I think I already moved that. So what else can I do? Got plenty of supplies, but I don't, and my lantern's okay, but I really need to feel like I really need to find some wood. And I have got, how many turns left? Got 1. So I think I've completed the 1, 2, 3, 4. I completed 5. And then every time I move, that'll be 6, 7, 8. So I have 3 more turns, I think. And I need to make sure I finish in a location. I think I'll move right. Let's see, how can I can move right, yeah, right next to this to the right, I think, right? And this, I think I could move right underneath it, right? Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, that's gonna make me question myself, but I think I can do. I think I can do this like right underneath it. Yeah. All right. So sorry about that. I'm going to do one more exploration, I think. I should be investigating, but I really am afraid of running out of flame wood. So I'm going to move one more time down here. So let's explore. That's a 2 of Hearts. Now let me go back to the PDF. 2 of Hearts. Nice. River or brook. Okay, now I feel better. River or brook. 2 is this, and I'm going to move that right underneath. Kind of hard to see, but I think I can move right there. Oh, wait. Yeah, because I can move and explore. So river or brook. So I did that. So I've got 2 turns left. I'm going to lose a flame wood there. So I think now, I know I haven't done much investigating, but I think I'm going to go ahead and um, chop wood. With an action, you get 1 flame wood. For each tool spent, you get an additional flame wood. And because I'm a woodsman, I get an extra one. So definitely going to chop, and I will get 1 automatically for doing the action, the Kindle, and I get 1 because I'm a woodsman. And then the question is, should I spend a tool? I don't think so. I only have 2 tools. I think 2 Limwood is good, but I think that is, I think I did that, and I think I'm down to 1 action. I think that's 7 actions. Let's see. I started with these. So 1, 2, 3 to explore. Did 3. I definitely did a chop wood. I did a Kindle. I think I gathered supplies. I think that's it. 6. I think I have 2 actions left now. I feel like I went too quickly there. I think that's it because I started with these. Oh, but I moved. So that was my 7. Yeah, I did start here and I moved up there. So I think I did do 7. I had it right the first time. All right. And I lose a flame token going in there. And then now now I do need to make sure I want to move back to a settlement. I think I'm going to move back up here into that settlement. But that's all I can do is travel and make sure that I don't. Yeah, so I'm going to start there, and let's go back to this map, and this tells you your actions. So let's do it. So I already did that. Right in the diary, the experience of that turn in first person, and the character succumbs to exhaustion. So I am going to see if I can do this without screwing up the recording. I'm going to pause for a second, write down quickly what I want to say about day 1, and then we'll come back. All right, so let's see. Hopefully that worked. And I didn't say a whole lot of what I wrote for the day is I stumbled through the old mill, found a local small village and an abandoned farm before finally finding a brook where I was able to find some firewood. Exhausted, I forced myself to stop for the night. So with that, we're going to turn this card over, and it's the forest turn. So choose as many actions as flame tokens, and I can roll a d10, which I will do instead of choosing. And at the end, I roll a d4 to see what happens. So let's go back over here. I'm going to put this, since I have 2 flame tokens, to 2. And I am going to go to the forest actions, and I'm going to roll my, I can find it here. I'm going to bring up my d10 to roll. I think this will work. So I rolled Torment. So the character suffers a condition. So I'm going to say I'm at night. I'm by myself. I'm going to say I'm feeling alienated. Like I might be frightened, but I'm just feeling alone at the moment. So that will be one of the forest actions. So we'll do 1 more, and if I get a duplicate, I'll re-roll. So I roll a Ravage. Oh shoot! So Ravage means you destroy a shelter. There's only 1. A random location loses an icon. Oh gosh, that's interesting. I didn't know that was possible. So let's go back to my map. So Ravage a shelter or destroy a shelter. That's not good. I'm going to say I'm going to roll a d4. 1 and a 2 will be the 6 of hearts, and a 3 and a 4 will be the ace of hearts. So let's just roll that. So a 2, so it destroys the old mill. So maybe it backtracked and it destroyed that for me. So I'm going to bring this shelter icon down, and I think I'll just put it like here. Oh, that's a little too big. Maybe I could do that. I'm going to show that that shelter is gone, and that is going to be the end of its turn. So its turn is over. Let's look back at the map again. Now roll a d4. So I created a special die for that. So I'm going to get rid of the PDF so I don't forget it. And we will roll that special die. Wrong die, so I don't want to do that. I want to roll this lantern check. A 3, so nothing happens. So that's great. Let's go back to my guy here. I rolled a 3, nothing happens. And I think that's the end of the first turn. So I'm going to really need to be starting to do some investigating now. I feel like I've gotten my supplies in a little better spot. So I think the next time that we come on, we'll do some investigation. So I know that was a little jumpy. I'll get better at using these digital tools, but yeah, I enjoyed that. It's fun and it's a fun game. I think I'm going to really enjoy playing this. So thanks for stopping by and watching, and hope you stick around for episode 2.